Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Happenings in the Dearborn Public Schools. We're a big district. We've got a lot of stuff happening. So that's what we call it, Happenings in the Dearborn Public Schools. I'm David Mustonen, Director of Communications, and joining me, of course, it's really his show, is the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Maleyko. Dr. Maleyko, how are you doing today?
Doing well, but I have to correct that.
Oh.
You know me, it's all about the team. It's our show.
That's right.
It's Kurt and Eric and you and the team. It's all about the team, not about me.
Absolutely. It's our show. So where are you taking all of us on summer vacation, since it's our show?
Okay.
And are you taking us anywhere? Or maybe you are just going with you have your own family. Maybe you're just taking your family somewhere or doing something nice for summer vacation.
Well, we are having the cabinet retreat, but that will be more local, but it will be in Director Mashur's backyard. We're going to have some fun there, I know.
Okay.
Just a couple of small things planned. We are going to go up to Frankenmuth for a weekend with my two children and my wife, and then my aunt lives outside of Auburn, Michigan, which is past Saginaw, and so we usually do a golf, family golf day, 2 days of tournament. Sometimes I host, sometimes he does, so we're going up there this year. And then importantly, just to mention, I was able to convince my wife to go on a trip with just the two of us. We are celebrating our 20-year wedding anniversary. We were married June 15th of 1996. So, you know, obviously I love her, and the 20 years we've had is 20 years I've been in the district. We've been married, you know, it's almost coincides in the history, and she's been there with me at many different functions and events and throughout my career, going back to when I was a teacher at Salina, when she actually used to come in the summer and help me set up my class, you know, get the decorations, everything up. So anyways, those are the big things going on this year, this summer. So.
Great. Well, it's been a pleasure, and we have been fortunate enough to meet your family, and you've brought your family to many events here in the district, and it's been nice to meet them. So thank you for sharing them with all of us as well. We appreciate that. You know, we talked about some partnerships in our last program, Healthy Dearborn. We talked about that a little bit, but we've got another partnership going on, and I'm going to let you introduce our guest here today. They're going to talk about this latest partnership.
Sure. So we have Dr. Jill Chochol, Executive Director of Student Achievement, and she's leading the Early Learning Coalition. And so, Dr. Chochol, can you kind of let me know what does that entail, and what is it about, and how long has this been going on?
Okay. First off, I'd also like to introduce Nofila Haidar, who is our partner. We're all about the team. So Nofila is a very active part of the Early Learning Coalition. The Early Learning Coalition is a group of Dearborn-based organizations. The City of Dearborn, Mayor Don O'Reilly is a very active member, has attended all of our meetings. Access is a partner. Great Start Collaborative, Head Start, the Dearborn Public Library, the Dearborn PTA, of course, as well as different members of Dearborn Public Schools, Special Education Department, Early Childhood, of course, Adult Education, and University of Michigan has also been a partner at the table. The goal is certainly healthy families with children who come to school ready to learn and experience success in life. So that certainly is a goal of all of our organizations and our community city as well.
And Nofila, and sorry, I should have had you introduced right out of the way. I kind of got right into Dr. Chochol there, but because normally we would do that. And so you stepped in for me. See, it's a team, right?
Right, David? It's a team effort. We're all pitching in.
Not mad at you.
And just speaking of the team, since we're leading into that, you've been a great team player in coming to our district and helping out. I know you wear multiple hats. You're on the coalition. You're president of the PTA Council, and you're actually our community parent liaison on the steering committee for the strategic plan. And as you wear those multiple hats, yesterday you happened to be there for multiple reasons.
I had to clone myself yesterday to be in two places at the same time.
So how has it been being involved with, we're here for the Early Learning Coalition, so what are your thoughts on the coalition, and what has your involvement been?
Well, I'm really excited about the coalition. We'd like to focus on, we have two branches to the coalition. We have Parent University and Books for Babies. And the Books for Babies focuses on first-time parents who don't have any resources or ideas or don't know where to start to get their babies ready for school. And that's really, really exciting for me. PTA's very excited about it. we've mentioned it at several of our council meetings, and everyone's really interested and curious, and they want more information. No matter how much information we give out today, we can't possibly give you enough, because this the project just keeps stemming out in so many different directions, and it's growing. There's interest, there's curiosity, and we feel like it's picking up steam, and we'll be ready to launch very, very soon. So look forward to it.
And I think this really works well with what we already have going on in the district. I mean, nationally and even statewide, we've heard a lot of talk about the importance of early childhood development and providing those resources to our parents and the children at 2, 3, 4 years old before they ever get to kindergarten, because we know that it is so important that when those kids come into kindergarten, they're all coming in at about the same level. Right. If you've got kids coming into kindergarten and they're here, and you've got half your class coming in and they're down here, that's not where we want to be. We want all our kids coming in together so that they can all be on that same track and be successful throughout their entire time in school, and that early childhood really makes an impact. So talk to me a little bit about how this program kind of supports our programs we have going on, and specifically the GSRP program, because I know that's been very successful in our district, and we've have more spots than any other district. The state gave us a whole bunch more spots, I believe a couple hundred more spots last year, because of the success we've been having. So how does all of this work together?
Well, we're certainly recognizing, David, that every parent is their child's first teacher, and that the learning begins at home. And as a school district with many very successful preschool programs, the Great Start to Readiness program, GSRP, being the primary one with the most slots and the greatest number of students, we have been focused on providing quality programs for students when they come to us. But we are also recognizing that many students come to us not quite ready to learn or needing some more additional readiness skills. So the Early Learning Coalition is focusing on the birth to age 4 and through Books for Babies and Parent University, so that when students do come to preschool, and then of course kindergarten all the way on up, that they are ready to take advantage of all of the programs, resources, and initiatives our programs and teachers have to offer. So the Great Start to Readiness, or GSRP, teachers are actually providing all of the workshops through Parent University, so that on Fridays, beginning in October 2016, the GSRP teachers and some of the teachers from the Early Childhood Division Developmental Preschool will be providing free workshops for parents with materials, books, things to do with their children at home, because we want to support parents engaging with their infants and their toddlers in certainly developmentally appropriate ways, so that when they come to that preschool experience, that kindergarten experience, they're ready to take off.
And I know with the GSRP in particular, and as this is supporting the process and the things that you're doing, I have this in my goals for the board is maintaining early childhood. We're hoping to expand it. Unfortunately, this year it doesn't look like we're getting a tremendous amount more of additional funding from the state. Right. There was a talk at one point of us getting at-risk 31A money that we've been lobbying the legislature for a couple of months, putting a lot of pressure, but this year it doesn't look like it's going to come to fruition for Dearborn. But having said that, we understand that this sort of thing is critical, and I know there was even recently a show, especially for children that live below the poverty line, that they come in with a disadvantage with their learning, and so this GSRP and the Early Learn Coalition is really, I think, like you said, to try to equalize that, right? To give them that start. And I know I've been in, like we have Cotter, our Cotter building, which is our center for the GSRP, and it's amazing to see that the work that these students are engaged in, the learning they're engaged in, to get them ready for kindergarten. I mean, it seems like, Nofila, doesn't it seem like it really gives them that start that otherwise they wouldn't have, especially, we know kids that, in some families may not be able to support that. So this program steps in and does provide some of that grant funding for them.
Right. Well, you already know that we are probably the 3rd largest district in the state, and no matter how much you supplement early childhood programs, we still need more, regardless of the funding that we get or don't get. And this is why the coalition, the Early Learning Coalition, is kind of reaching out to the community. And, you know, we're starting early. We're reaching out to our community because we know that funding cuts are happening. And we also know that not all of our students, not only the students that are under the poverty line are struggling, we have newcomers who have language barriers.
Sure.
We have all kinds of children that are coming into Dearborn with a disadvantage. So we're trying to kickstart them to get them to become a part of our mainstream curriculum. But we will be reaching out to the community. We already have started, and we do need the funding from the community and whatever other grants that we can get. We've applied for quite a few, so we'll need that help. We're working on it.
And I know that you're, just to add one more thing, we've got the Dearborn Homecoming coming up, and I know that you're going to be, I plan to be there. I enjoy going there with my children, and the mayor's usually there, and the mayor's been involved heavily with the coalition, but
Yes.
my understanding is that there is going to be like a promotional booth there. Is that correct?
The mayor's been wonderful with everything that he's offered and done, and there will be a booth. We will have T-shirts and balloons and all kinds of material to attract attention to us. We will be leaving the booth also to reach out to parents from within the crowds, because our booth will be in that tent that kind of nobody wants to walk through, because that's where all the paperwork comes out. But we'll come out and we'll see the people with children and offer them the brochures and the materials, and maybe attract them back to our booth and see what we can do for them. If you'd like to add to that, Dr. Chochol.
Well, again, as you mentioned, Dr. Maleyko, the homecoming is our formal kickoff and announcement to the community. And we are also looking for donations, books, and products geared to young children from those merchants or companies that would be looking to contribute to this. So the Books for Babies element would be when the new mother goes to the pediatrician for the first well baby checkup, she or father is there, would receive a bag with a book and perhaps some other products in there. We're working with some folks at Fairlane as well to get them involved, because everyone is very interested and very supportive. So that's the Books for Babies part of it. And then the next part would be to give them a list of free workshops that parents could attend once a month or more often if they wished. Bring their child with them so that we can work together, and then send them home with a resource on math or literacy or science, music, nutrition, screen time, use of technology. Those are some of the topics that our GSRP teachers will be offering to parents. So.
And that's great information for any parent. I mean, any new parent. Let's face it, kids don't come with manuals, right?
No, they don't.
And, you know, so it's always helpful to get as many resources in your hands as you can as a new parent. That can help. And that's what this is all about, isn't it?
And it's everybody working together. So it's been great to work not only with Nofila and the Dearborn PTA, but certainly all of the other organizations. Access is a very strong partner. So we're very pleased that everybody's coming together to work with the families, the students in Dearborn.
Certainly
Great.
takes a village.
It does. Well, when we talked about it on the last program about partnerships, we're talking about it again. And I think that really that's what it is all about, and that's really the strength in any organization, is partnering with those other organizations for the better good.
Absolutely.
And I'd just like to add too, I do think that, this is Dearborn, taking an initiative with that partnership, because I really feel I'm serving on this top 10 and 10 committee at the state level, and one of the things coming out of that agenda, it's the state superintendent, it's the goals of the governor of the state of Michigan to be a top 10 state in education in 10 years. And I think early literacy is going to be on that as one of the early focuses, early literacy in the third grade reading and that sort of thing. But I think the preschool education, early childhood is going to be a huge component. And I firmly believe that, we really need to, at some point, we are going to have to fund it. It's going to be enhancing, we're taking initiative, but I think the state is going to have to look at, the governor has talked about early childhood as being a priority, but until we can really get universal preschool or early childhood for all students, I do not know that until we fund it, I don't think that we're, it's going to be much more difficult to get to that top 10 and 10. And so hopefully that'll be an initiative that is on the agenda. I know in Dearborn we'll continue to do that within our budgetary means, but we also, want our partners at the state and the legislature to step in and say, look, this is important. So that's a strong belief that I have.
Great. Well, we'll look forward to more information out of the Early Childhood Coalition. from all of you. Thank you for joining us today.
It was great to
Thank
be
you for
here.
having us.
Dr. Maleyko.
Thank
any
you.
closing
I
thoughts?
appreciate Dr. Chochol being here, and Nofila. Again, you wear multiple hats, and so we did get you on the
Try.
tape. Even though I did say that we were going live, you still
You
came
did.
up on stage.
Oh, yeah.
So
It's okay.
we got you up there. Then I forgot to introduce you right off the bat,
It's
so
okay.
we're all
It's okay. I
good.
forgive you.
But thank you so much for all
Thanks
your
for having us.
involvement
It
in the
was
school.
wonderful.
So.
Thank you.
Great. And that takes care of one more edition. And, you know, this has been a fun year for us as we've really gone forward with these happenings in the Dearborn Public Schools. And we will be bringing them to you again as the new school year starts. We want everyone to have a safe summer, of course. And we'll remember that just because school ends in June, the learning doesn't end. You know, we have great museums here in Dearborn. We have great parks here in Dearborn. There are all kinds of opportunities where you can be out with your children and opportunities for learning. So take advantage of them. And, you know, the simplest and easiest way to keep that learning going all summer long is just pick up a book and read. And we hope that everyone is doing that all summer long. So until we see you again next time, have a great and safe day.